part 3 of the Trans-American Trail, New Mexico. It's a very short trip, but a beautiful trip. No more flat land and mountains start to erupt out of the earth. The roads even have curves. Like I said, it wasn't a very long trip. Soon we were in colorful Colorado, where we battled through the wind and the prairie dog holes up to Pueblo to visit one of Adam's friends. With a long, hard journey still in front of us, we used this time in Colorado to recuperate, get new tires, and explore the region. I slid up to Red Rock Canyon in Colorado Springs, get a little exercise, and let my mind be blown as these rocks erupt from the earth. It was neat getting to experience the new vegetation and watching the wildlife. But the trail was calling, and on day 18, we headed out for our first real taste of Colorado mountain riding.
Up on a trail in Colorado. So I guess this would be their Blue Intermediate Trail, or maybe a newer revised compared to the other of the 3 trails that we've got. But it's been one of the most challenging, which is cool. It's not been super challenging, but I know it's going to be. It's going to get better. The elevation, 9,200 feet. Well, that's the first time I've touched the rear of my shock all the way in. And we're trying to find the red trail, which is the advanced trail off of this one. See what that looks like. I have a feeling Colorado red, man, it's gonna be pretty bad. Oh. Ride right. I'm trying to be all lazy and sit down. It's making me work my suspension too hard. But look at this for a camp spot. Huh?
You better believe we took that camp spot. Even if it was a little early to set up, we were awestruck by the gorgeous mountainous scenery surrounding us. Went to some kind of time warp somewhere in Colorado and Pueblo and Colorado Springs, where I was getting some new meat up at the Colorado Springs BMW Ducati Triumph gas dealer. Guys are awesome, man. So far I've gotten some Pandora tires and Colorado Spring tires. Both of them hooked me up on the road, got me in that day within an hour, man. It's awesome. This campsite right here is banging. A little cloud coming, but you see he's got his little tent. Got my little hammock hanging over there, and it's just mountains all around us. Did an oil filter service on this guy, shipped a little bit of stuff home. I had like an extra charge bank I wasn't using, an extra cell phone I was gonna do like extra vlogging with, a pair of socks, and a jersey I wasn't gonna wear. I'm gonna enjoy this now. Look at that beauty. Just dropping some rain on us over there. So Dad, you always ask about how much bigger the sky looks out here. This is Colorado. You've seen a little piece of it. I'm in wide zone there. Now you can see all the mountains and I can see the storm raining, snowing, sleeting, whatever it's doing way over there, way before it's coming, so I can prepare my little hammock cover on. Fortunately, the storm never reached us, giving us time to study our future route and to set up for a little dinner. Adam enjoyed the luxury of his tent, while I still preferred my hammock for these type of opportunities. And boy, was it a good night to sleep in a hammock. Check out this sunset. We slept well that night, but woke up early on day 19. Why? Check this out. The sky and mountaintops exploded with vibrant color. Well, enough jaw-dropping landscape. Time for breakfast and time to hit the trail.
Got Adam behind me back there somewhere. We're heading up this...
Man, I'm right behind you.
heading up this gnarly hill. Tried to find the red road, but it was all closed due to seasonal closure due to snow. We found a little bit of snow up here now. It's finally getting a little bit more interesting, a little Coloradian like.
Ooh, that's slippery.
Yeah. It's changing soil. Slippery uphill turn. Whoa. All right, now we're in the snow.
Ooh, let me park my bike. I don't want to get my bike up there.
Once you come to the top, there'll be plenty more snow because we're going higher. Right up here's a good little pull over for you. All right, we'll go fast, one at a time.
Watch out for that puddle behind you.
Oh yeah. Got up that gnarly little hill. Now we're gonna gallivant around the top, looking out for super sloppy stuff like this stuff. You can't even tell, but if it's black,
oh, man, beautiful.
it's no good. Oh,
I see lots of black.
yeah. So be careful. All right.
You'll see later in the video why I'm pumping you full of helmet cam footage at this point.
11,000 feet, man. We went over 11,000.
Hell yeah. I feel myself getting higher.
Now we're going lower. But this. Nice.
I hear you breathing pretty heavy over there, man.
I'm having a romantic moment with myself. Hey, do you got any heads up? Oh, look over there. Come down here and look at this mountain.
Oh, man.
Then the snow turns to ice. Listen to it crumble under our knobby tires.
This is nice. This ain't snow.
Wah. Get on down here.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, you are.
My BMW G310 GS was doing great, but our bodies were needing a rest from this elevation and muscling up these mountains. Then all of a sudden the terrain and the scenery changed as we reached the Continental Divide at Marshall Pass. After a hard day of riding, we took some off-route trails to find a campsite for the night.
What's up, buddy?
We located some amazing opportunities among the aspens, but it was a little windy up on the top of this mountain. Day 19 campsite ended up further down the mountain, where we were protected amongst these larger trees.
Got these little birds hanging out like 6 feet from me. They were eating at Adam's hand last night. But they're coming down because we're eating, and they were eating grains out of freaking homeboy's hand last night. And they came back this morning scratching on top of my freaking hammock, trying to get me to wake up and feed him some more. He wants more. Cool.
It seems like it was going to be a day of wildlife.
Got the antelope running around here. He said, I don't know where to go. I'm going to go right in front of you. I'm going to grab you. Almost got me an antelope. Not much else to do out here on these big, long, straight dirt roads under the mountains. Chasing antelope around. $9,612 feet and climbing. Old third gear pulling through, man. What a sight though, huh? We're taking a turn onto CR12, I hope. No winter maintenance. Ugh. Slappy. Deep breaths. Slimy. Let's see here. We'll get down into the good stuff in a minute.
And again, it didn't take long for that change to happen. We soon reached the bottom of the valley, which opened up an opportunity for a rest with my fishing pole. Then it was a dirt road to the top of another mountain. It then turned paved, but it was equally as beautiful. I just completed the Colorado BDR last fall and recognized this barbecue joint. You remember this place, Joe? That meant things were about to get serious. The mountains were spectacular, but so were the passes that were soon to come up. Unfortunately, that's exactly when my Cena battery started to die.
We'll find out.
Hence all the extra Cena footage earlier. But that's okay, I'll just capture more with my iPhone. Heading up to the top of Cinnamon Pass, the snow got real deep. And the snow kept getting deeper and deeper until it was over our heads. Time to stop for some once-in-a-lifetime photos.
A little dry up here. So we're at 12,500 some change, where the snow is taller than your motorcycle. Oh, I can't get back wide enough. Oh. Wide shot. Bam.
Then we make it to the top, Cinnamon Pass.
Looking good. Looking good in the neighborhood. It's just dry. Little chapped lips.
stopped to take more pictures of the amazing Colorado landscape. And good thing we did, because our next pass wasn't going to be so successful. It was impassable due to snow. So Adam decides to create photo opportunities.
And he saves the best for last. So the trail ends right up there, it's snowed out. So Adam decided that he's gonna just take an off-road route right down the side of the mountain. I ain't going that way. Oh. Yeah, look at that shit. Windy, gusty up here.
Can't make it any further. So we were forced to turn around and backtrack back down the mountain. It just gave us more opportunities for more photos. We wiggled our way around the mountains into the next pass, Ophir. We met other explorers of the four-wheel type, but this is where I really wish my Sena had worked. We safely negotiated down the mountain and found ourselves amongst the beautiful flowers at the bottom. We set up for Day 20 campsite, our last night in Colorado. Day 21 started with a quick squirt out of Colorado and into lovely Utah. Being a little discouraged my Sena wouldn't take a charge, I just took a few pictures of the flowers and enjoyed the scenery myself. It was kind of unfortunate because we hit an amazing snow-covered mountain with many challenges that only Adam and I know. But the challenging rain and snow of the mountains gave way to a completely different atmosphere, the desert of Arches National Park. Day 21 campsite looks amazing from this shot, but it ended up being a cold night sleeping next to my bike on a picnic table. Ugh. Adam got debris in his eye that day, so the first part of the day was in the ER. Then we decided to hit a brewery where we met some interesting people. We all got matching haircuts, and then went exploring the mountains. I'd been here for a Triumph dealer conference and knew the spot where I could jump on the Colorado River, go climb the mountains, and see the landscape from a whole different perspective. It's always good meeting other explorers that help you push to further heights, see new scenery, and take unbelievable pictures. Hey, that's our campsite right down there. If you haven't been to Moab, it's just one of those places where you can't stop taking pictures. Every time you turn around, it's beautiful scenery and puts a smile on your face. Our lucky streak for campsites continued as we scored the last open site just along the Colorado River. Day 23 starts with a run out of Moab. We had a good night's rest, we got a pocket full of eye wash, and it's time for Adam and I to explore and try our great escape. With my Sena still not taking a charge, you're going to get more handheld footage. Mastering the art of riding with one hand. The terrain changes from rock to sand, with mountains of dirt that reveal different colors and layers of the earth. Then we find these vibrant formations of rock and sand. Then all of a sudden, nothing but sand, like we transported to a whole nother part of the earth. But wait, it changes again. Excited to see the landscape, but eager to escape the sun, we were glad to see that the Buckhorn Wash had a great place for us to escape the sun in the shade along the side of these tall mountains. But one more surprise came, the pictorials. You gotta love surprises, especially this kind. Finally, we headed into Castledale, where we had a surprisingly good meal at Fatty's Pizza and Grill. They recommended we head up to Prince for our hotel for the night, and let us regroup and get ready for day 24. Day 24 started with our bellies full after visiting Fatty's Bar and Grill one last time, enjoying the sunshine as we cruised through the Aspens, headed up to Joe's Pass. Climbing an elevation, we got a spectacular view of Joe's Valley Reservoir. What could go wrong on a day like this? Oh, Adam gets a flat tire. Not a big deal, unless you have 2 front tubes and no rear tube. Adam patched the tube the best he could and limped to a campsite. I decided to take off solo and try to cross the mountain, taking time to take in some beautiful scenery to lift my spirits. Until I got to the snow. I kicked my way through as much as I could, but had to return to the campsite. We'll try again tomorrow. It was a stunningly beautiful morning as I headed solo back past Joe's Valley Reservoir, past all the warning signs that might be impassable, and down into Castledale by Fatty's and into Castle Valley Mechanic. They had an amazing selection and awesome service with extra tubes to take back to Adam to repair the KLR 650 Adventure, getting us back on the way. They also gave us guidance around Joe's Pass along another paved route that would successfully get us to the other side of the mountains.
Little baby rattlesnake.
Unfortunately, Adam sustained an injury to his foot, so as soon as we crossed the mountain range, we had to start to look for a campsite. We found one in Yuba State Park. It's Painted Rocks Campground. I got to do a roadside repair to my boot that I lost my soul kicking through the snow and set up for a night of stargazing. And that concludes part 3, our trip through New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. Stay tuned next week as we go through part 4, Nevada and Oregon, our final destination.